Yo guys, how the hell are we all doing? Welcome back. We are finally back after Fantastic Gamer has badgered me for months. We are actually back. The podcast is live. And what an episode to bring it back, guys. We are here with people from Streamseed. I've been worrying about this all week, right? So I wanted to say Streamseed, but I thought I was going to say StreamDream and vice versa. So I'm glad I got that one right. So guys, over there on the right of the screen, you will see that is Leon. He is the CEO and founder of Streamseed. Down below me is LX Community, aka Louise, who is the partnership manager. And just down in the bottom right corner over there is Delicate Disaster, aka Deli. How the hell are you all doing, guys?
Yeah, good man.
Hello.
Good. Happy to be here. Happy
Yeah?
to be here.
Glad to have
Yeah,
you.
it feels like it's
Absolutely.
been what was it, 2 weeks? And now we're here already. It's just time has flown.
It has. And before we actually get started, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my boy, Fantastic Gamer. It was his idea, basically. He came to me and he said, look, I know you interview streamers. Why don't you interview a company who's there to help streamers and other people? I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. So shout out to you, Fat. You're an absolute legend. Anyway, guys, how was all your days been? You had a good day?
Yeah, been eventful, I'd say.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
about-
no, it's been good. It's been good. It's since waking up, I'm just here now. Do you know what I mean? This is what I was waiting for today. So
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
rising how quick it comes.
And Delhi, you're in America, right? So it's probably like still sort of early afternoon for you.
3:30 for me.
Wow. If it was 3:30 for me, I wouldn't be here. I'd be picking my kid up from school. Anyway, guys. So I do have a list of questions to ask you guys. I'm going to start with yourself, Leon, if that's okay. Basically, what I want to know, and what I'm sure some of the viewers would like to know, is what is the background on Streamseed and sort of where did it all begin?
Oh man, so Streamseed, it was sort of a humble beginning, really. It was because I've been in marketing for years, and I've done marketing, and I've helped like tons of people, and I've always been the sort of go-to guy to help people with, branding, their engagement online, websites, and design, and that sort of stuff. So a couple of years ago, I say a couple of years ago, it was beginning of last year. I was speaking to one of our Streamseed OGs. You might have saw him in a banana suit earlier this week, but that's my brother, Talon. And we were talking about his sort of stream and how he sort of goes about creating his content and all this sort of stuff. But that quickly went from, what he likes to do as part of his content creation and all that to, the sort of problems he's having when he streams. Because what we started to realize with my brother was that he was great at streaming and like putting transitions together and doing all his designs and stuff, but it was reaching out to the wider world that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, we passed all the passion stuff. We go into the problems and how we ended up sort of trying to solve those for him. So we boiled those issues down to three major areas really, which was the partnerships, networking, and marketing. So that's the stuff you see today. Hang on, I think my camera's just frozen. Just restart that. We boiled those issues down to partnerships, so networking and marketing. So he had some of the partnership stuff nailed, and he was working on the networking and the marketing stuff was sort of trailing behind. So we thought, well, those are the three core areas outside of streaming that were more of an issue. And the problem you get with those three areas is that's like 80% of the stuff you do when you're not live. Do you mean? So you've got to nail that 80% in order to make up the 100. So it was a large part of trying to get things right. So once we sort of had that idea, it was like, oh man, there's going to be other streamers, other creators who are struggling with this sort of issue as well. So we looked at doing a focus group in the beginning of 2021, and we spoke to a load of different content creators, mainly from around Europe, and I think there's one from the States at the time. But we started going through the ideas and how we could help and the sort of elements that build up the subscription we've got today. So yeah, we gathered loads of feedback. We tested our ideas. It was about 8 weeks the focus group stuff went for. And then after doing that, we got all our branding together, all our stuff together. And in August 2021, we launched our Twitter.
Nice.
And since then, the rest is history, really. You guys have been there for that journey, and it's been incredible. We've seen such like an embrace from the community, if you will. We've seen massive growth over the last 7 months in terms of our social and our fan base. It's been incredible.
That's awesome, buddy. And like I love everything that you're about. So like, I've seen a lot of people saying, "What is Streamseed?" And obviously you threw out that tweet, which was probably like a month or two ago now, basically saying in a nutshell what we do. I'm still to this day, getting notifications popping up from that because I'm in there as well. I'm tagged in it. I think I'm tagged in it, or I commented or something anyway. But like, it's nice to see so many people have seen basically just maybe a Twitter bio on your website, and they've gone like, "Oh, this is really interesting." I still see a couple of people saying, "How does it work?" So that is my next question. Actually, how does Streamseed work for creators? What do you do for them?
So Streamseed is built up of 9 sort of elements or benefits, if you will, and that's accessible through a subscription. So we've got 3 tiers that a creator can choose from to get access to these benefits or elements, whatever you want to call them. The first one is Light. So we're offering a free subscription for people to come and just check out what we do. That we understand that there's plenty of organizations out there who claim growth and who say, "Oh, we can help you out, but it's going to cost you £80 a month or whatever." So our first sort of subscription and the free light version is more about come and take a look at what we do, come and test out what we do. If it doesn't work for you, that's cool. I mean, we can help you, but we might not be able to help everyone. It's going to be a partnership between us both, but you can at least find out whether or not this is something you're interested in. Then you've got 2 other like paid options then. So before I get into sort of how much they are and what they involve, Streamseed is all about being an affordable solution, or an affordable help. We don't want to be charging the world for what we do because people who might just stream for fun and they don't want to spend a load of money streaming for fun, or they might be trying to make a living, and therefore this needs to be something affordable that they can use to grow with. So yeah, we're hammering the drum on being low cost. So the plus option is going to be around £5-6 a month, and they'll give you full access to the Streamseed elements, except for the Spotlight stream stuff, which is more like this, a bit more sort of like I guess podcasty, small group sorts of things. That's really meant to highlight sort of the people involved. So
like a more personal thing then.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got the Ultra one then, which is going to be about £8 or £9 a month. So it's only around about the same price as Netflix. And that will give you full access to Streamseed services and additional support options from our team. So we're bringing in partner creators who can help support and mentor people. We're looking at offering additional brand support alongside the sort of kits and stuff that we're going to be providing anyway. And that's tied up in that Ultra. So yeah, plenty of options to choose from, plenty of ways to get involved for sure.
It sounds incredible, honestly. I love the whole idea. I wish I'd thought of it myself, to be honest. But honestly, I do
become
think
a competitor. You'll be all right.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. With everything else going on in my life, I've barely got time to use the bathroom these days. But it is how it is, But no, I honestly do think it's a great thing. And obviously, you've got I know some of the guys you got involved in the the official team, if you like, with you guys like Louise. Fantastic gamer, Bunny as well.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that one. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting. I was like, because I've seen Bunny floating around and retweeting lots of things and all this stuff and getting involved as he does with a lot of people. To be fair, there he is in the chat. How you doing, buddy? But when I seen you announce him, was he your social media manager?
He was. So
yeah, that was like okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was one of Fat's sort of brainchilds, if you will. Mm-hmm. And when I was checking out the way Bunny talks and the way he sort of is using of emotes and things, I was like, oh man, this guy sounds like I do on social media. 1 or 2 swear words less maybe, but I was like, oh, come and join us, come and have a look, because if at the end of the day you can help people with the marketing and all that sort of stuff, but the natural sort of way of talking and stuff to really sort of mirror what I'd sort of built so far, I needed somebody who was on the same sort of wavelength with their tweets and stuff, and Bunny fit the bill. He was good for that. Sure.
Yeah, he is. So I've had a lot of chats with Bunny in the past about obviously some of you who are watching may remember Adrenaline's Energy, and I love the way Bunny was always like all of his sort of group around him were all like pro Adrenaline's Energy, and then he was just sat in the middle there somewhere, pro Sneak, and it didn't deter him. He didn't sort of jump on the bandwagon or anything. He was literally pure just sneak, and everything he was doing was like plugging them. It was good work as well. He was getting a lot of traction on his tweets and things. So I think you've got a good one there, to be fair. Well, I just seen something in the chat. It caught my eye. I think somebody said I want all the seeds. That's quite a nice thing. Maybe you should start selling actual seeds in Streamseed packets.
That's it now. Little pink packet with a Streamseed logo on it. Go throw her in your garden.
There you
Just
go.
daisies or
Get
something.
little
Just
wildflower.
Literally any old plant.
We got that. Donuts. We'll just sell them all. Whatever. We'll become Amazon now. It's all right. Well, better version. But,
You could literally go fully eco-friendly, and every time somebody signs up to be a partner with you guys, you can send them a pack of seeds, and bang, there's another tree in the world.
Right, chat. Write that
That's
down.
it. I
Write that down.
wrote it
Send
down.
over. Get her over.
I'm just an ideas man. I'm just an ideas man, honestly. No, but anyway, it's awesome to hear, you know, how this is going to help them. It's like you said, you got an option to come in to the free level, give it a try, like a try before you buy sort of thing, I suppose. If it's not for you, cool, nothing lost, nothing gained. If it's for you, great, get involved. I do think that's a good thing as well. One thing I do want to know is, how are you working with your partners? So we'll start with brands. How do you work with those?
Brands are a really interesting one. It's like a key part of partnerships, isn't it? Trying to get some brands and trying to work with people and sort of build your profile and things. And you know, one of the difficult things with brands, I think, is getting on the radar, or you know, them getting on your radar in the beginning, because you know the world is so massive. There's so many people trying to get involved in it. But then you getting on their radar as well. But to try and bring the two worlds together, so the creators and the brands, we're looking at a few different ways of doing this. We got what's called a brand opportunity platform.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll feature loads of different brand opportunities on there. So you know, that could be like simple low level affiliations and stuff like that, but it could range then up to sort of partnerships and you know, stuff where you're really involved in that brand. And then we're looking at sort of exclusive Streamseed stuff as well. So if you've got a brand who we work with closely, and maybe they want a sort of a more exclusive version, then we can work with creators, we can work with brands, and we can put them together. Because we're helping creators with their sort of brand, with their we're supporting creators with the brand side of things, their partnership side of things. You know, the brands that we're working with can almost have a bit of trust in the creators that are on our platform, because we're giving them the tools and the knowledge to better work together. So the brand opportunity platform is one of them, and the second one then is going to be brand events. So we're going to do ideally monthly, but you know, as we get bigger, this could become more frequent. But it's going to be like a live stream sort of thing in the beginning, similar to like what we got going on here today, where we'll talk to brands and we'll get to know brands, and they can sort of come in and they can tell us about them and so on. But then we'll take their, you know, backstage then, where our subscribers can really benefit, and we'll have sort of like a Q&A session where you know, they can talk to brands, they can ask questions, the brands can really interact with them, and it's all about building that trust and just getting people sort of communicating and talking and working together. I think my camera's gone again.
It looks like it has, yeah.
I'm going to freeze on a couple unfortunate faces this time.
Hey, this is not a professional podcast. You're fine, honestly. It's good. You're not on the Jamie Kyle show, nothing. That was good. But
yeah, of all the shows I could have been on.
Imagine that. No, but you're talking about brands. So like, do your subscribers? Is it subscribers you call them again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they get like
seedlings sort of in the future, maybe?
I like that, seedlings, and you grow into a big tree. I like that. Do they have like an inside way to get involved with these companies? Like, so like, let's say for example, I'm not like a company like let's think Razer. Okay. Say you were partnered with those. Would they have an inside loop to get in and talk to them, or would it be through you, sort of thing?
No, so they can approach the brand directly. So I mean, they can access the platform, and they'll have the tools there to approach the brand. You might find that a brand like Razer will want sort of specific requirements, and they might be a bit more like cagey around giving things away. So we've said to brands that, you know, we can work with them and maybe sort of not vet creators, if you will, but maybe just sort of be the bridge between our partnership. So if you're looking for specific stuff, maybe we can recommend some of our subscribers that, you know, fit the bill. If they're looking for a particular sort of I don't know, charisma in people, or they're looking for a particular stream type or whatever it is, maybe we can help pair people together as opposed to just showing the opportunities. So there'll definitely be a wide range of ways to get involved with brands, and we would love to be like that sort of bridge, do you mean? And just to say, well, look, we can really sort of work together, and we can introduce you to creators and then creators to brands.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a bit deeper.
It's a good thing. I like that. So like basically, if you got like a creator in your under your umbrella then who is really doing really well, and they reach out to a brand, and that brand could then come back to you and say, look, this guy's reached out, we see he's involved with you guys, do you vouch for him? Yes, he's awesome. No, he's not, but whatever. Yeah, I like that. It's like the bridge you said, it's a great idea. I love it. It's like myself, I've always been interested in working with brands when for my stream. I've always found it quite hard to get in touch with some. Like you'll see this awesome brand, you'll be like, hey, I need to reach out to these. You'll go out and try and reach out to them, and a lot of the time there's no real way of reaching out apart from maybe when you go on the website and you click contact and you put your like phone number, email address, and what is your message kind of thing. And 9 times out of 10 they don't get seen that much, I find. So I think it's a great idea what you got going on there to sort of give you the sort of a little door foot in the door. How would you work with communities, by the way?
So communities are more around events. So we're partnering. You've seen a couple of community announcements that we've done over the last, I think, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
We've still got tons to go. We're talking to different communities all the time, but the idea is to put on sort of large scale, sort of gameplay based events.
Yeah.
So we can have we can let creators mingle with, communities, and then, the creators that are part of that communities can meet our sort of creators. It's all just a big way of sort of bringing everybody together, and that could be around sort of like said gameplay.
Yeah.
And then depending on the types of communities that we're running those events with, there'll be different games they play. So you might see some guys who are doing more tournament-based stuff, but then the other one could be large-scale Rust servers. It could be anything. Let's be honest, it could be absolutely anything. Depending on what these communities like to get involved in, we're never going to say no to running a particular game. But the idea is we'll do that as like a sort of icebreaker sort of thing.
Yeah.
We'll bring people together and we'll let them all get together, and we'll run like some after party stuff and all this sort of thing as well. But one of the big things that we're doing with this sort of thing is we're not gatekeeping our content at all.
Yeah.
So where we're going to be putting on these big community events, we'll have one of our partner creators. So you got Dell here today, but we'll have a couple of different partner creators who sort of cast these events. But then we'll aim to co-cast them events with the community. So we'll bring a community representative in. We'll have one of our partnered creators, and they'll co-cast it together. And then the community and all the creators that are taking part are free to sort of use that content, so they can stream the content. We might have to be a bit careful around stream sniping and that sort of stuff, but the idea is we provide a base for you to create content as well as get to meet new people. And the community see, like I said, benefit from meeting new people, but community members also get marketing techniques straight into the Discord. So one of our services is marketing techniques, and as a partner community they have access to that. So their creators will automatically get some fresh new material and fresh new ideas and inspiration straight into that Discord. So yeah, it's more around the event sort of side of it with communities for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds. I love all that kind of stuff myself. As most people who I watch on streams will tell you, I like to get involved with all that stuff. Even little small streamers, like running like a tournament or something, I like to watch them and see how like other people do stuff as well. It's really interesting to me. Are you working with sort of artists, graphics designers, that kind of thing as well? Is that something you're open to?
Yeah. So this actually this was a really interesting one, because this all started with fake graphics accounts online. And this was, I don't know if the rest of the guys have seen this problem, but for me, every time I go on Twitter, you got like blah blah graphics, like message. Tell
me about it. Yeah.
Hi, can you
yeah.
me do your graphics? Me do your graphics. It's like, no, I don't want to do my graphics, but
do me own.
But it's like, and it's just constant. Do you mean? And to people who are new coming into content creation, Like I've got like an 11-year-old now who's obsessed with playing games and obsessed with this sort of world. But for him, when he's a bit older, he's not going to realize that maybe these things are out to get you. Do you mean?
Yeah.
And he'll come in, he'll pay someone, bank details are gone, you're rinsed.
Yeah.
And I think, man, if we can get people away from that trouble, that problem, then we'll be doing a service just to get them away from that. Do you mean you don't want to be bombarded like that?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is we're partnering with artists to provide people with real people who can do real good work. Do you mean? And
yeah. That's a good
they're
thing.
not going to get ripped off. So what an artist will do is they'll sign into our platform, or they'll have an account on our platform, and then they'll be able to showcase their work.
Yeah.
And all their work is obviously fully credited to them. We're not taking any of that sort of stuff. And the ideal is people can look through, and then they can find the artist that's created it, and then commission that artist. There might be some Streamseed freebies in there, so we might offer some sort of free overlays and some animated stuff ourselves, which creators are more than welcome to download and use as much as they want. That's part of their subscription. But then, as for the artists, that's just a way of artists actually getting out there and not being, caught up in this whole fakery online.
Yeah, because it must be quite hard actually for the real graphics designers and artists and things, because they're out there trying to do a good thing, trying to provide an actual real good service, and then you've got all these little snakes coming from everywhere. And like you said, a lot of young people in particular might see it and go, oh cool, this guy's offering to make me a logo for like £10 or something. Give them your bank details, and like you said, bam, you've been rinsed, and they'll just block that person. You'll never hear from them again, and it's just a rinse and repeat process. I seen somebody in the chat actually. Where was it? Long Strike 91. I've had 3 graphics bots today. I think I've had about 2 or 3 today as well, and it just annoys me. I'm just like, yeah, block. They all follow me. I just leave them follow me. It's an extra digit on my Twitter, So I think probably out of the 1,700 I got, probably 700 are fake graphic bot people. So, but
the thing is, right now they're easy to spot. Do you mean it is whatever graphics? But as soon as that changes to be something a bit more normal, that's when it gets harder again. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Because eventually they'll realize, right? Okay, having this kind of name, people are noticing what we do. So eventually they're going to change their name to just something generic, just completely random, which looks real. They'll brand everything to look real, and you see some of them as well. They're like, oh, I do your graphics for you, and you look at their like Twitter page or whatever, and it's tragic work. It's like, no, I don't want that kind of work, thanks. You okay? Off you go. But like, I just hate it, honestly. So I do, as someone who dabbles in graphics a little bit myself, I do appreciate a company like yourselves doing something for graphic artists and designers and artists of all kinds. So that's a good thing. So we're going to bring in Deli on this one. How are you working with partnered creators? Are they different to the people who can be partnered, who can come in and subscribe?
Yeah, so a partnered creator is somebody who will help us deliver our subscription in return for a load of free stuff from us. So a partner creator instantly gets full access to Ultra, so all our services. So if they are, hang on, that's crashed again, and that one was unfortunate.
It catches you in all sorts of poses as well, to be fair.
Just on my own eyes, I was like, hang on, I'm not moving.
It could have been worse.
Could have. We'll find out. But yeah, so as a partner creator, you instantly get full access to everything. So with Deli being a creator, she can come in, she can get involved in any of the events. Don't get me wrong, she'll be co-casting some of them, but she can get involved in any of their resource library stuff, opportunities, any of that sort of thing. Is completely free to our partner creators. As I said, there was casting opportunities, so that's both the networking side with communities and the spotlight stream stuff. But then that's also the brand side of it. So I mean, for you, Deli, if you were going to be sort of interviewing and talking to brands and running like a Q&A sort of session with brands, like that's a real opportunity for you to really like engage with them and see them and speak to them too. I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but for me it's just it's almost like a free opportunity to really go and speak to maybe Razor one day or something like that. Do you mean?
Yeah, that's huge.
Absolutely.
What else is there? So we've also got sort of just exposure from us. So as we grow and our partner creators are doing work with us, then we'll obviously be sharing and talking about them and that's just instant exposure to our channel as well. But we're trying to go a little bit extra as well, and we're offering sort of free merch is one thing. We're going to be padding our wardrobe out as we go, but there's also like tickets to events as well. So we're going to be we've got our own pre-launch party this month. We've got GSCon we're going to in August, and we are going to be going to loads of events through UK and eventually Europe and the States as well, and maybe a bit further if we can. So all those tickets, partner creators and stuff, will cover the cost of that, because they're going to be with us, they're going to be representing us, they're part of the team as far as I'm concerned.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you stand at TwitchCon very soon.
I thought you were going to say, I'm looking forward to seeing your invitation in the post. I was like, whoa.
No, I was going to say, I'm looking forward to seeing your own little kiosk or stand or whatever they call it in TwitchCon very soon. So one of the guys in the chat right now, LKD, he was actually telling me about, he went to TwitchCon and he couldn't believe how good the event was in general. Like, you see all the best bits on like streams and like on the shows and stuff, don't you? But you don't see all the other stuff. But he was saying it was incredible. So that's something I'm looking to go to soon as well. So maybe we'll see you there. I don't know. Maybe we will.
You will.
We will.
One day.
I'm confident. I've seen you grow in like I remember like when Adrenalize was still a thing, and we were like talking to Fat, and he was like, "Have you seen these guys before?" I was like, "Who?" "These Streamseed these guys." And I was like, "No," but I looked. I was like, "Okay, this is going to get big, I think." So and to see where you've come from there to now in a space of like what's it been, Louise? Maybe 4 or 5 months since we sort of discovered around there. I think you've literally come on leaps. So it's a great thing to see, honestly.
It was early days, I know that much.
It was, yeah. And like now you just sort of boom. Like if I'd looked you back then, didn't look you again till today, I'd be like, shit, they've gone huge. You know what I mean? Already. So
sometimes I'm like
yeah.
I look at our own stuff like from one day to the next, and I'm like, oh crap, like, a lot's happened overnight. Or we've really seen like sort of surges and things. And like I said, the community and the support we've received is ridiculous. When we put out things like our Donut Day post and we thank everyone for being involved, it's like it's a proper thank you, like, to me, because we wouldn't be here without people. And it's been an incredible journey so far.
How did the Donut Day start off, the donut posts?
Oh, that was a fat thing, that was, I think, because it came off. What was it? I found the donut thing online, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool way to show us interacting." And I'm pretty sure it was Fat who said, "Oh, looks like a donut," and people are sprinkles, and ever since then, bang, gone. Donuts
Such a
a lot.
fat thing to say.
Donuts a lot, and there's a little surprise coming in the next couple of weeks with that. So, yeah, we managed to increase the size of our donut yesterday, which I was quite proud of. But yeah, that was a fat one. He has all the best ideas.
He is.
What was
He's
the
the
other one?
genius.
Winner donut dinner. I was like, oh, done.
Oh, I saw that.
I was like, I'm cooked. I'm gonna have to trademark it.
I'd get on it now if I was you. Yeah. Right, okay. So I do have a couple of more questions before we move on to ask Deli a few. So I love your logo, right? The look of it, everything is clean. Like you see some logos which are a little bit too chaotic and things, but I seen yours as like, that is extremely clean. What was the inspiration for that logo and your whole branding?
Like I said, I've been someone who's been in marketing for years, so and we did our focus group and things. So it's a little bit tactical, but at the same time, I can't resist clean cut. I just like, you get like intense things, but I've always just been right. I need like 2 or 3 colors. I need something to look like really clean cut, and I thought the seedling was perfect for Streamseed, like that, the pink and white with the 2. Oh no, I didn't go off. I thought it went off again. And I was
It paused a little bit. You're good though.
The pink and white, it's just enthusiasm. Do you know what I mean? Like personally, I'm quite enthusiastic, and when I go at something, I love to really sort of go for it.
Yeah.
And I thought, people are chasing their dreams. Do you mean you've got to be enthusiastic about that? You really want to just run at it. So the pink and the white was a nod to that. It was a nod to just be like, don't worry about it. Don't worry what people say. Don't worry about what people are doing. Just go for it, all out, everything you got. And that's where that inspiration on that brand sort of look and feel came from. It's just about not being afraid to crack on and have a go.
Is that the same sort of thing from where the name came from as well? Yeah.
The name's a weird one. It was one of those where you like sort of wake up at like 5 a.m. and you're like, oh my god, I've got it.
Yeah.
And then Done. I was just like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm gonna run with that. Let's see how that works. And I
It
never went
works
back.
a dream.
Never looked back since.
It literally says what's on the tin, I suppose, doesn't it? You know, Streamseed. You start off here. With our help, you're going to get up the ladder and come up here. Something like that. I think that's a good thing. Completely good thing. So what are your like sort of thoughts on the future of like streaming and content creation and all these kind of things, and how Streamseed fits into that?
So I was looking at some stats the other day, and I think, well, the first time I checked, I saw Twitch specifically was around 10 million. It might be a bit more than that now, but during sort of the last, I think it's year or two, and with Corona and stuff, there was about 10 million active streamers on Twitch, and I thought, man, you know, that's loads.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, there's 7 billion people in the world. 10 million's not that many.
Yeah.
Do you mean? And when you look at other platforms like YouTube and Facebook and so on, like, the overall amount is quite small. But we're in a full-on digital age now, and more people are coming into this every day. And like I said earlier with my sort of son, like, younger people are coming into this world. Like, he's watching YouTube, Twitch all the time. That's like, he doesn't watch TV. That's what he watches. And kids are going to grow up, and they're going to join the masses of people who are involved in that streaming sort of world. So for me, there's no other way than to just keep growing. And as like over the next 10, 20 years, for sure, we're going to end up in that world where everybody's streaming in some way, shape, or form. I mean, even my nan will go live on Facebook, and I'm like,
no way.
You're my nan, you got no right. but it's only going to go that way. Yeah, it's only get on the Streamseed services. We'll see if we can bang on a couple of games. We'll be sorted.
Yeah. Does she play games as well?
No.
She just goes live.
She can barely turn her phone on. She's just, I don't know. She's just sketchy on her stuff, but she manages to go live. But yeah, so I don't know. For me, it's just only going to explode. And you got things like TwitchCon. Like, how long has like Twitch and all that been around? Like, it's 10 years ago they weren't there.
I literally couldn't even answer that question.
No.
I have no idea.
I know. When I was growing up, it weren't a thing. There were people making YouTube videos, and I was like, oh my god, man! I watched like the Hobbs where you pull in on World of Warcraft or something, and I was like, this is top notch. Whereas now, we've evolved the game. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep going, and
there's so many more levels to go through. I think.
Yeah.
When you just say there now about younger people, that's all they tend to watch is like Twitch, YouTube, these kinds of things. It got me thinking to when I was a kid, if we had something like Twitch, YouTube, it would have changed my life, because from the small young age I would have just wanted to do that. I would have seen that it's like the coolest thing in the world to me now. Back then it would have been just the creme de la creme. That's all I would have wanted to do. And like, you can see some of these, like, these big streamers. Like, I watch Castro a lot, right? He's a FIFA streamer, for anybody that don't know who he is. A lot of people hate him because he's very loud, he's very obnoxious. He'll play someone on FIFA and he'll just verbally abuse them and things. But he's pulling in like something like 50,000 viewers a stream, and he's literally making bank from streaming. So like, if I'd seen him when I was a kid, I always loved FIFA games all my life. Like, I don't play them much now, to be honest, because you just don't know what they're doing. But if I had them when I was a kid, that would have inspired me, and I can probably guarantee you I would have been the next Castro or the other Castro or something, because that's what I would have wanted to do, But like, a lot of people say to me, like, why do you stream? It's a waste of time. I'm like, well, it's not a waste of time, because one, I'm making friends. Two, it's good content, people like to watch it, and there's no better feeling than when you look at your YouTube video and it's got like I had one, I put one up 2 or 3 days ago of the new rugby game, and it within overnight it hit like 4,000 views, and I was like, geez, it blew my mind. And there's not much better feeling than when something you create gets seen around the world by loads of people. It's incredible. And but people who don't believe in streaming, like, it is actually an industry now. It's a way to a means. It's a job for a lot of people in this world, so they need to start believing as well. Maybe hop on. Maybe we should send them straight over to Streamseed to get them to start in their new career.
Just get like Harry Potter letters, and we'll just start flicking them through people's letterboxes. It's like, come on,
sounds good to me.
I'm down for using owls.
I absolutely second that.
Sounds good to me. Right, okay, so we are going to move on to Daily. So Daily obviously is a partnered creative with you guys. I do want to ask you a few questions, Daily. Okay, so how did you get into streaming originally?
Actually, surprisingly, my ex talked me into it. I did not even know what Twitch was. I did not know that streaming was a thing. And it's funny because I actually was a manager at a game store and knew nothing about it. And he was like, you know, you go to work and then you come home and you game for hours on end and you're really good at it. Why not stream and make money doing it? And I was like, what? And I looked this Twitch thing up and found out that I had an account. Don't even know how I ended up with an account, but I had an account and just decided, you know what, let's do it. And I did. And I went live for the very first time, not knowing what the heck I was doing. 6 days later, I made affiliate and thought I was like big stuff. And now I realize I was not.
I went through the same thing. I literally went through the same thing. I did a stream once. I had like 25 viewers consistently. And this was before I actually watched other streamers. I was like, look at me, I'm balling. I got 25 viewers. I'm absolutely crushing it. I'm the next big thing. Then I actually went onto Twitch and the homepage was showing streamers with like 10, 15, 20,000 viewers. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just a small fish in a big pond then, clearly. And that's
Exactly.
it kind of motivates you though, don't it? You want to like, if you take streaming seriously, you want to push yourself and get up in the world. Like you can literally see your rank and things through certain websites, and you can see like sort of where you are compared to other people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And to me, that's just a motivational thing. Like I've been a lot more active this year. I made myself a promise I was going to be more active. Because I've had people come to me and say they enjoy my content, they enjoy the podcast, they enjoy just most of the stuff I do. You know, a couple of people, and that to me means the world. It just blows my mind that people give up their time to come and watch my streams. And honestly, it just pushes you. So now this year, I just want to make it a big year. You know, I see all these people posting their end of year stats and things. I'm like, I'm going to do that one year when I'm not being too lazy. So this year is going to change things around a little bit. Fat knows one of the things, isn't it? Fat, we're going to change one thing this year, bro. So
I think that's one of the challenges, though. It's just that sheer consistency. Do you know what I mean? And just the will to just do it.
Having the perseverance.
Just go for it. Yeah,
it is. And I look at it as well like a leaderboard sometimes. You know, like you can literally look at like your friends. You can type their name into certain websites, and it'll show you what rank in the world they are on Twitch, which I find crazy. So as a gamer, you see a leaderboard, you're thinking, I'm climbing that thing. You know what I mean? So that motivates you, and it does motivate me. But like I've had a lot of stuff going on, like other stuff, which has sort of stopped me from doing it. But this year, for me as well, it's going to be pushed up a level, I think. So, and what a better way to start than this? I've had a couple of streams start off the year, and now here we are doing this. This is awesome. Deli, what is it that you love about streaming more than anything?
What do I love about streaming more than anything? So for me, it's knowing that I'm making a difference in someone's life. That's what fuels me to go live. If I can make a difference in at least one person's life a day, then I know that I'm fulfilling my purpose in life. Being able to have people come into my community and say, you know, like, hey, I'm new here. You were a suggested streamer on the Twitch page or whatever. You know, I was having a really bad day, and then I came in and you've truly made me laugh and feel good, and I needed this. That right there is everything to me.
That is a great thing to use as motivation, you know, making other people happy and putting a smile on somebody else's face, and like that's a big, like, I completely agree with that. I was always known as the class clown. I was the one doing stupid stuff to make other people laugh, even though it'd get me in trouble in school and things.
Yeah.
And
nothing's changed.
It literally hasn't, and I think that's a great way to live your life, really. Honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to live my life. So moving on then, Deli, to Streamseed, which is why we're all here. are you excited to work with them, and what do you see the future looking like for both yourself, for Streamseed, and the two of you as a partnership?
So, obviously, I'm extremely excited to work with them. I love the reasoning for Streamseed, because it's exactly what I want to do for others. Because again, coming into this, I did not know what I was doing, and I was completely lost, and I have tripped and stumbled along the way these past few years, and I know how rough it can be. I know how those trips and stumbles can really beat up a person and drag them down to where they quit. And I don't want to see that for anyone. Like, if I can be that big sister to hold out my hand and go, hey, let's take this path, we're going to show you how to do this, then that's what I'm going to do. And so, finding others with that mentality of, let's help small streamers grow is it's amazing, because, to each their own. There are streamers that they don't care about other streamers. They only care about themselves. And if that's what works for them, then, hand clap, do your thing. But there are those of us who want to band together to actually help others. That's kind of our purpose. That's what we do, which is fine. So I'm pretty excited to see like what we're going to be able to do together, like how I'm going to be able to help Streamseed achieve their goals and, their vision. So I'm pretty excited to see what the future is going to hold with that. Like, none of us know for certain, because, we can't see that yet, but it's going to be one heck of an amazing journey along the way. And that is one of the best parts, is the journey, because we're going to meet so many amazing people. We're going to build so many amazing friendships, and it's just going to be an all over amazing experience. And it's going to help a lot of people. I know it is. I've already seen the little bits of growth for a lot of people just with interacting and, building the community through Twitter, and Streamseed hasn't even launched yet. And it's already making a difference in people's lives. Just imagine what's going to happen when it fully takes off the ground. Yeah.
I've been thinking the same thing, actually. I've seen some, so especially in the build up to this podcast, right? I've had a lot of people follow me on Twitter and things, and a lot of them I've looked, I've gone, do I know this person? And then I've looked and I've gone, mutual friends, Fat, Streamseed, LX community. I'm like, that's where they've come from. Awesome, I'll follow them back then. So
Yep.
like, you got to be so careful these days with like all these bots and things. You get so many of them. So I always look at who I follow first. I don't just see someone follow me and go bang, like follow for follow. I don't believe in that. But I like to look at someone's bio at least, and this person seems interesting, and they're followed by Fat, they're followed by these people. Cool, let's do it. But yeah, I completely agree. I think like people have been growing a lot, that I've noticed as well, like just literally from being involved and getting involved on the donut day and all that stuff. I've noticed people grow from that as well, which is incredible, and you haven't even launched yet. So I definitely think it's a recipe for success, and once you open the doors, I think it's going to skyrocket. I do think, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
I have one more question to actually ask you right now. What are your thoughts on where content creation is going as an industry? And I put the word industry in there because that's what it is.
Oh, absolutely, it's an industry. I think, first of all, it's phenomenal. It is an amazing concept that was created, because when you look at content creators, we are entertainers. It is a whole different area of the entertainment business, and we don't have to travel to make the entertainment happen. Because if you think about entertainment, you have actors, you have musicians, you have singers, you have comedians. Entertainment is an umbrella term to cover many types of titles.
Yeah, it is.
Content creation is just one of those titles under that umbrella. And the great, amazing part of content creation is that we don't have to go out to bring the entertainment. We can bring the entertainment from the comfort of our home or wherever we're streaming from. And the people come to us. They get to browse and figure out what they like and the entertainers that they want to watch. And the thing is, there is no written rule that says content creators have to follow the X, Y, and Z cookie cutter patterns. We're all different. That's what makes us entertaining to people. And, you know, content creation through streaming and stuff like that, it also provides, in a way, if you think about it, entertainment is a job. It is especially depending on how much content creation you do, it is a full-time job for some people. And that takes a lot of effort. And it takes up a lot of your time. So, you know, for some people who can't physically go to work, whether they're physically disabled or some people have the invisible illnesses that prevent them, I don't want to say illnesses, but the invisible disabilities that prevent them from going to work. This is a great opportunity for them to provide for themselves and not sit at home feeling like they're nothing. It provides them a purpose as well. So there's so many positives that come from this. And, you know, for those that want to look at Twitch streamers and go, that's not a real job. I'm like, haha, buddy, but yes, it is. We pay taxes. We're providing entertainment. You think the celebrities that are acting in your favorite movies, that's a job, that's a career. This is just a different type of entertainment, and it's the same umbrella, you know, it's under that same umbrella. So I think that this is really going to take off. And yeah, just like a lot of things, everybody wants to do it. And there's a lot of people that are going to put their hand in it because they want to give it a shot. And so that's where it kind of, in a way, if you think about it, this is where it circles back to Streamseed, because there's a lot of people that they don't know what they're doing. They don't have the resources and the help, and they quit early on, even though they're good at it. They just don't know it yet. And they're under English. It's a thing, undiscovered. But they give up so quickly because they don't have the resources there to say, hey, we got you. So, you know, this industry is steadily growing and has so much room to grow. So, you know, it's amazing, and it provides so much opportunity for people.
It really does. Talking of opportunity, so looping back to what I was telling you about my friend who went to Germany to TwitchCon. I'm not sure when it was, but like he was saying, like there was like booths there where you could have photos with all these sort of big streamers, if you like, people. And he had a photo with Pokimane, is that her name? I think it is.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if it wasn't for like YouTube or streaming or Twitch or any of that, right? If that didn't exist, she would probably just be like anyone else, working in, you know, a regular job. You know, but now she's like a superstar. You know what I mean? She's literally a celebrity through this, and it just, that's why it annoys me when people say it's not a real thing. Why do you do it? Blah 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 blah. Do you make money from it? I'm like, well, yeah. You if you do it consistently, you're good at it. You know, you work at it. You do, you know. You can definitely make money from it. Like, for myself, it's not about the money. For me, it's more about just having fun. It's fun for me. Other people enjoy it. Like, that's why I created this podcast, this whole concept, the StreamDream podcast. Basically, my thought with this was, I want to promote other people. So it's literally, for me, I just enjoy being live. I quite enjoy being on camera, which is quite weird when you look at me. But no, honestly, all of this side of things is just what I enjoy in streaming. Like, obviously, if you were to get a big paycheck at the end of it, that's great. It's a nice little bonus, a nice little cherry on the top. But for me, I prefer the whole cake, you know what I mean? But no, thank you for answering those questions. Some great answers as well. And I'd like to get a podcast with you one day, if that's okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to bring you on for your own episode one day, because you speak really well. And I haven't looked at your stream too much yet, but I've had a quick little look, scan through and things, and your whole setup looks pretty cool. So I definitely want to get you on there and ask you a few things at some point. Also, I saw Fat say in the chat earlier, this is a great start to season 4. We didn't even finish season 3, bro. Christmas and COVID and other things happened, so this is technically episode 3 of season 3. So we need to kick that on. So anybody who wants to get involved, please apply. Reach out on Twitter as well. But anyway, we're moving on to my good friend over here, Louise. How are you doing?
Hello. I feel uncharacteristically quiet back here, but they literally said everything that I wanted to say and probably more articulate. So it's been quite interesting to sit back here and just hear it all again. Like, I never stop loving hearing this. Like, we've had so many meetings, so many staff meetings, and we sat down and just spoke for hours about this. And the passion's the same, today as it has been from the beginning. So it's always a treat.
Awesome. Well, you're not getting out of it, because I do have some questions for you as well. So obviously you are partnership manager.
Yeah.
I want to know, and I'm sure people who watch you want to know, because they're going to be speaking to you a lot, I'd imagine. Tell us more about how you work with Streamseed and what is included in your role as partnership manager.
So yeah, I was taken on as partnership manager kind of by accident, in truth. Fat is the one, fantastic gamer, is the one who actually recommended me.
Okay.
Because originally I saw Streamseed in its infancy. I saw it, it was just like, oh, another one of them, because you see the generic, back then it was very small, and it's just a helping streamers connect. I was like, oh, I've seen a dozen of these. Like Leon said, there is that lack of trust in the system. So at first I thought nothing of it. And then I remember Leon approached me. It was like, because I showed one of my logos, as you know, on the side. I kind of did graphics casually. And I'd done a new logo. Someone asked to see it. I posted it, and Leon was like, hey, would you be interested in becoming a graphic designer? And at that point, this was not long after my ADHD diagnosis. I'd taken a step back from everything. I was generally just in the mindset of completely overwhelmed with freelancing work. Didn't quite know where I stood with the diagnosis. And I was like, you know what, I'm not in the mindset where I feel comfortable putting my service forward, especially with when you are on a platform, in my mind, with ADHD, it's kind of like there's that deadline or you have an expectation to uphold. And I was a bit reluctant. So I politely turned it down. And he turned around and said, well, we'd really like, what about community? And I was like, look, I appreciate you, but even my community is probably not ideal, because my LX community, the whole reason it's the LX community was my way of interacting with game devs and publishers and voice actresses and actors, because that was my passion. I love being ADHD, I love reading and I love films, but I struggle to do both. I can't sit down for long with a book, or I can't sit and watch a film. I'm terrible. I think I've watched 10 films last year, and that was it, because I just get so restless, where games are a digital storybook for me. So that's what LX community was about, connecting these things. And behind the scenes, I'd done a lot of, connecting with voice actors, companies, brands, just off my own back for my own adventures. It was like, oh, I really want to try this. Let's talk to this business. And Leon turned around and said, oh, so I understand you're interested in graphics or community. So what do you do then with this? And we got speaking for a while. And he's like, you know what? Fat said, Isma, I think you'd be really good for partnership manager, because everything you're describing is what we need. Yeah. So I got into it by accident, and it was just a way for me to pretty much continue what I was doing, but on a scale that helped so many more people. Because to me, that's always been a passion, is connecting people with opportunities that can help them grow. Because over the years that I've been in streaming, I see so many talented individuals who just are insane at streaming, but don't have the marketing skills, and they don't know how to present themselves to companies or how to interact with these companies. And it puts up a barrier, because companies, you got to remember, these brands see God knows how many dozens or hundreds and tweets a day, and usually it's just the, hey, I want to be partnered with you. Hey, I want this. And obviously they tune it out. So it was picking apart, how can I approach these brands and stuff in a way that it opens that line of engagement, and how can I apply this skill to benefit Streamseed? How do I go forward? How do I talk to them? What does this brand want to see from its community, and how can I be that? So it's literally just been a case of communicating and understanding needs. In a sense, you got to understand, what does the brand want? What does the individual want? How can I help?
So you're literally sort of going from right at the beginning then. So like you said, looking at what they want.
So hang on, I've just got to. Like, you got Fat in the chat going, I wanted to prove my worth. You got nothing to prove, lad. Christ.
Fat, you
worked that out. He's an absolute legend.
I was going to say, without Fat, none of us, I don't think we would be
he's like the glue
together in a sense. He really is. He was the contact between us all.
That's crazy. But like if Leon had came to me, right, and said, do you know anybody who is, one, passionate and good with brands, two, can talk to them on our behalf, bring them in to help, to partner up with them, you wouldn't have had to ask that third question, because I would have gone, yeah, Louise, give Louise, because obviously I've known you a long time now, and sort of,
we worked
I remember you telling me
too.
this. We did. I remember you telling me the story about how thrilled you were when McVitie's followed you back on Twitter.
Yes, that's my claim to fame.
And at first I was like, oh, well, that's quite cool, like, but it's just a biscuit, honestly. But then I was hearing you talking about it, and I was like, she's actually got a real genuine passion for all these kinds of things. And then every day I'd see you on Twitter again, like, messages off these like famous voice actors and companies, and and like, literally, that's where, like, I said to Tim, mate, what are you doing? Get involved. And now
I just fangirl over everything.
Gone, but here you are now with Streamseed, absolutely killing it. And Leon, she won't let you down, buddy. She will not let you down.
Man, even to this day, like I say, I tell her all the time, I'm just genuinely impressed with the shit she pulls out of her act. It's just like, just keep going. I can't fault it. Genuinely
give it a year, she will literally have like IBM and all these companies wanting to sniff around you once. I promise you, she will. That's what she does. It's just badgers into them and says, right, get involved, and that's how it works. It's great. Honestly, it is great to see. Louise, what is obviously you're a gamer as well. That's how some of our best memories have come from. Yourself, me, Amber, and whoever else wants to play.
Timmy,
the bot squad tearing it up on Fortnite.
Smithy.
Yeah. So obviously the gamer. So how have you seen the sort of gaming and creation industry change, and what are your thoughts on the whole thing in the future?
I've definitely seen it kind of, grow and recede and grow. There's a natural kind of life cycle to any product. And streaming's been quite interesting, because when I got into it, I think it was about a year before Mixer went down. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I was in the old house. I had really, bad internet. I'm talking like 12 megabytes download if I was lucky. You couldn't really stream. But I discovered streaming kind of by accident. Me and a friend were playing, and this was back when Mixer had the integrated, HUD on the Xbox, when you just had to hit broadcast, go live. And I remember turning that on for the first time, because I think my friend wanted to watch the game, but they weren't in the game. And they're like, oh, stream it, I'll watch it. Mm-hmm. And I remember just loving that feeling, because for me, as you know, I can talk for England, evidently. But it was the ability to, I can talk, I can play, I'm not bored. I'm doing something, I'm doing multiple things. It satisfies my poor ADHD brain. So I loved it from the get-go, but also in the sense that when I started, it was kind of big, but not big. Like, it was a very big niche, in a sense. Only select people kind of new to streaming. You either did or you didn't know. There was no kind of like, oh, I know of this, but I don't follow it. It was either, oh, I do know and I know of it well, or I don't know it. And then within the year up until Mixer went down, I did see a lot more people start. I don't know why, but suddenly it was getting quite a bit more traction.
Yeah.
But it was a real sense of community back then. Like, you'd have groups of 20 people who just hosted each other, was in each other's chats.
Yeah.
And then when Mixer went down, there was quite, I think that devastated a lot of the streaming community, not just on Mixer, but overall, because it was done on very short notice. And once that happened, a lot of people left streaming. And, you know, there was this bit of a lull in streaming in general. It seemed to take a hit. And then with Twitch, there's obviously been issues on the platform, from allegations to, we're not going to say it, but the hot tub streams and everything in between. Like, there's moments where things peak and there's moments when things lull. But I'm getting the general sense of frustration from streamers, in the sense that Twitch is the biggest platform and it's very saturated. And unless you know how to market yourself and how to approach things and how to, in a sense, be a brand, because when you're streaming, or if you are a streamer, yes, you're the individual, but at the same time, you're an entertainer. And like Deli was saying, like, entertainment is a career. If you're going to want to monetize this and grow, you do have to have that business mentality of understanding, when do I go live? How do I go live? What is my market? What's my target audience? And that can be quite daunting, especially if you've got no clue. And I think a lot of people with streaming are passionate to start with. They're like, yeah, I'm really into this. I've got nothing, you know, with the setup, but I want to do it. And then 6 months later, they're still on like an average of 3 views, and they're like, oh, it's never going to work out. And they get frustrated and leave. When really, I think Streamseed's going to change this scene in a sense, because it's allowing people to take a step back, look at the resources and go, hey, that's interesting. I never knew about that. I can apply that to my stream and that's going to help growth. Or I never knew you had to do this, but this can benefit me. And it's, I think, having access to these resources is going to change how we see streaming, because more people are, it's kind of back when, you know, when skate videos in the early 2000s was that kind of home video kind of fisheye lens, like all the old school. And then now you've got the X Games and you've got Nitro Circus and you have these big events, but it all stemmed from those early days, and just having the right management, the right understanding of how to market this. That's what is going to happen to streaming, in my eyes. It's going to be a case of, we've started at the amateur home videos and now we're providing people the resources to really understand how to monetize this and how to like make this a business. So I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for the future and for streaming.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Honestly, I do. I think, like we've already sort of touched on, streaming, as Daddy said, is an industry. It is a form of entertainment. It falls under the entertainment umbrella. So basically, anybody that doesn't think it does, think again, because it does. And maybe one day, I notice as well, a lot of people who say to me, oh, why do you stream? Are all sort of older people who don't understand and who probably own a Nokia 3210. Like they
younger people,
like,
it's more like, oh, how do I stream?
It comes, exactly. And they're like, why don't you just get a real job? I'm like, well, one, this isn't my job, and two, for a lot of people in the world, this is a real job. So you better start believing it. Your son or daughter might be making it big on Twitch or whichever platform one day, you know. So yeah, I completely agree. But guys, honestly, thank you for answering some questions. I think it's opened my eyes a little bit. It's taught me a lot more about Streamseed. We are going to take some questions from viewers, guys. Please don't highlight them. I do have a new toy to use. I got this awesome new toy that I want to use, which basically pops up your messages in my chat. So we're going to take a look if there's any there. I'm waiting for Fat to pop a few in there. He's normally good with the questions, to be fair to him.
He rinses me now and just gives me the impossible question. It's like, oh, damn.
So, guys, yeah. So basically, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat there. Don't highlight them because my new toy won't work otherwise. But feel free to ask as many as you want. We'll get as many as we can read out and asked to the team. They can be. You can ask one person who's in the team, or you can ask all of them the same question. It's up to you. Just pop them in the chat, and I'm sure they'll do their best to answer anything you may have. Not tonight,
It's-
all
You
for the
guys, I
viewers to
think
ask
my
away.
Camera's gone down.
No one
Is it?
noticed. It's okay.
I'm gonna know.
I did see Elky. Is it Elky? Asked some early in
Ooh,
the
how long ago
stream.
was this? Let's have a look.
This was like near the
Um,
beginning of the stream. He did highlight them, but I remember them popping up.
If my
Right,
camera
okay.
does die, my bad. It's on like
You're good, buddy. You're
half
good.
of battery.
You are good. I did see a question from Elkie. I just need to find it so I can just pop it up on
Hey.
the.
They did just ask another one, if not.
Okay, we'll go to that then. Elkie, if you hear it, buddy, feel free to ask again. You're more than welcome. Right, okay, we do have a question here from Elkie. Here he comes. Elkie D, he wants to know, are they looking for more partnered streamers? And if so, what are the procedures?
So firstly, we will be for sure. I mean, right now we've only got 3, but we haven't even launched yet. We're not even out in the world fully yet. Do you mean? And as we grow and as we provide more and more and more to creators around the world, we're going to need more and more partner creators to help us do it. So ultimately, yes, we will be looking for more partner creators closer to launch and post-launch for the rest of time. And the procedure for that, we've been reaching out to date, but after launch, we'll have something in place where you guys can submit to us as well. Whether that's a form online or whether it's through the website or something like that. So
Is there
it'll definitely be options. I'd
Right.
want to be Chris.
So I didn't mean to cut you off there. Is there a like a criteria for the sort of people you want to look at for partnered streamers?
Big dick enthusiasm.
Well, sign me up then. I'm
Aye.
just messing about.
No, man. Like I
Passion,
said, our
first and
brand
foremost.
is all about enthusiasm, passion. It's the love for wanting to do it, but it's not just that. It's the love for wanting to be involved and work with other people as well. I mean, you take
Yeah.
Harley, you take Dale, you take the other guys like Fat in the Chat and so on. Fat in the
That
Chat,
rhymed.
having
Pat the chat. That's
Um,
what we're going to call him from now on.
all of these people have got that in common. They love working with and helping other people. Like Deli said, if somebody's in a chat and she's made their day, then that makes her day. And that's what we're all about. Doing
Yeah,
It's all about just being there for other people. And it's none of this follow for follow, knock your cam on and disappear or any of that sort of business. It's just about genuine wanting to be there and genuine sort of wanting to grow and so on.
Awesome stuff. So plenty of opportunity, guys. I know a lot of people who are my sort of regular viewers right now are seeing in here. There's a lot of talent there, so there's opportunities there for everybody, guys. Long Strike has come in with a nice question here for you, buddy. Long Strike saying, are we going to have the hello, my name is blank name tags for the pre-launch party? I'm really bad at questions.
Firstly, I didn't know his name was Blank. No, not gonna be that again. Maybe. Who knows?
Dad joke incoming.
I know. Been warming that up
Long
all night.
Strike always has the jokes, by the way.
No, I've noticed. That's why we love him.
He lives for the puns on Twitter. I'll give it to him.
Do you know
Yes.
what would be cool though? If we
Oh.
did have those. So when people are there mingling, they walk up to someone and go, "Oh, you're that guy," and then you'd be like, "Ah, so you don't watch my streams, you don't tune in." You know?
Yeah, it's like that, is it? It's like that.
There was another question that was asked earlier on. I don't know if the person is still here, but I'll repost it.
Hell yeah, go ahead.
I did see this one. I think I replied to this in the chat actually.
There we go. There it is. We'll ask on behalf of that person, what reputable
This is-
brands will clients have access to?
All
This
that we
is
can
an
get on board.
interesting one. Exactly, but this is a really interesting one, right? Because where we sit at the moment, we're nearly 1.8k followers on Twitter. You think of Razer back when they were 1.8k. Nobody was buying that mouse. Everybody was like, "Oh man, I don't know what this brand is. I'm not too sure I'm going to buy that stuff yet." And then look at them now. Do you mean they're massive now? And you think, well, the partners that we can bring on today might not be as big as the partners that we're going to bring on in the future, but it's just all part of a journey. Do you mean you don't start day one and be sat there with a sack full of Razer and Logitech and Steel Series? It doesn't happen that way.
No, it
People like sort of myself and Harley and other partnership managers that we work with in the future will be part of gaining bigger reputable brands. All the brands we work with will be reputable, but they will get bigger over time. Do you mean we're not taking on any sort of ropey brands? We're looking to provide people with some real good quality opportunities.
Yeah. And just to interrupt there, another thing I'll add is reputable, especially with smaller brands, this is where we need you guys in the community to really, reach out to us and highlight and vouch for brands that you've personally used and you personally would like to see involved. Because obviously a lot of the big ones like Logitech, Razer, we all know about them. And yes, we will eventually reach out to them, and there's ways to go about that. We've got to build up our own credibility in a sense to kind of, match with these things, because the bigger the brands are, the harder in the sense they can be to reach. But the smaller the brands are, they're no less, some of them are going to make it huge in the next few years. They're just not known yet. And a lot of the brands that we have looked at and have come forth, we've actually found because you on Twitter have said, hey, I've either partnered with this brand, or I'm affiliated, or I've used this brand plenty and I love them, I've interacted, I can vouch for them. And that to us holds a lot of weight, because that's like you saying, I've brought off them, I trust them, I know their quality, and I can vouch for their community, which is priceless to us, because at the end of the day, we're trying to connect people, which also means, uplifting and supporting brands that may not be well known yet. So reputable is all about, in a sense, opinion, and we value yours. So we want to hear it. Make sure to pay attention to the Twitter and drop names in the tweets.
What she said.
Absolutely. I was just going to say the same thing there, Dean. Leon, sorry. How's Dean? I haven't spoken to Dean all night. Anyway, we do have a very interesting question here from AMTV88, who's saying, will there be a part of Streamseed dedicated to mental health, disability, and invisible illness-based streamers, if that makes sense? That's what AMTV said.
So yeah, I think we're in a world where no one can shy away from the fact that mental health and stuff exists. Do you mean? And if we can help support people with partnerships, networking, and marketing, that doesn't just mean one type of person with one type of stream. That means whatever you're dealing with, we're going to do our best to try and help out. I know my wife personally suffers from bad mental health, and I'm sort of used to dealing with that scenario, and that's just something that I'm going to inject into what I'm doing with Streamseed, and I'm sure the guys who are working with me on it are going to have that same mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I mean, everyone knows my history of anxiety, ADHD, that only just got diagnosed last year. So for me, it's definitely important, because without these things, like I only managed to get diagnosed with ADHD because I saw a post once about a woman who wrote a comic that was basically like my life as a 20-something-year-old ADHD person who's just been diagnosed. I looked at it and went, oh God, that's me. Everything now makes sense. And I think having access to that and having support from other people in a similar spot is game changing. And I think mental health is definitely one of those things that need to be addressed in the streaming community, because there is a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of, in a sense, kind of anxiety around it. And it's definitely something close to my heart. And like Leon said, it's close to his. And I think it's close to all of ours, in truth. Everyone's suffered with it to some degree or knows and loves someone who has.
Absolutely. I mean, I have PTSD, anxiety, and ADHD myself. So, and then I have a child with autism. So, I mean, like, these things are just as important to me as well. So involving that, I think it would be a very strong move, because we're opening up to everyone.
I like that.
I agree.
I like that answer.
I think some, like, we were looking at partners as well. We'll be partnering with all types of, and not necessarily just brands and communities and so on, but you're going to have people who are specialists in sort of mental health and that sort of stuff as well. And as far as partnerships go for us, it's endless. We're looking to just work with people and with businesses and with brands. We're bringing people together. So yeah, just to echo that, I think it'll go throughout our partnerships as well.
Yeah, I think that's another great thing to have as part of your service is you know, obviously you're there to help people with their streams and to put them in touch with brands and to guide them the right way and all that kind of thing. But obviously as well, if you can help them, you know, sort of in the real world, as people call it, you know, with their illnesses, their health, all that kind of thing, then that's just a huge plus, you know what I mean? I think, I genuinely think you're on the right track to success with it all. I really do. And I'm thrilled with those answers, to be honest with you. We do have one more from Fat. He's coming in thick, you're right. He's, I think he's trying to screw you over, Leon, to be honest.
He's coming in fat. That's what he's trying to say.
So he wants to know, he said, going to put Leon on the spot here. How do you remain so chilled when either one of us is like, Harley says, having an, I can't even read that word, existential crisis?
There you go.
Oh man, I might as well walk around like horizontal. Like, honest to God, there's like nothing that gets to me. I don't know what it is. I'm just like ridiculously chilled out. If anything pops up, it's just like, oh man, no, this should be stressful. It's like, nah, deal with the lizard. We got this. I don't know.
I don't know how you do it, because the amount, especially with me, because like I said, ADHD, you kind of have that anticipation anxiety. Like, I'll be calm, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 hours to go. Oh my God, I need to do this. I need to do this. Leon, what about this? And he's just like, it's fine. It's like, I don't even have a camera. It's like, it's fine. And it's like,
breathe. Master Uruguay gifts. Master Uruguay gifts.
We called him Master Uruguay because he's just, no matter what, he's calm.
I don't know. It's just part of my being, I think.
There's nothing on that, pal. Living a chilled out life is nothing on that at all. I try and remain as chilled as I possibly can, and it works a dream for me, honestly, and it probably work a dream for most people. Just chill out. Don't take nothing extremely seriously. Don't take things what people say to you too seriously. Just sort of whoosh, straight over the head.
Just do what you're gonna do. Just do you. And
do
then,
you, exactly.
You know,
I think that's going to play into Streamseed's success in general, is the fact that any hurdle you throw at Leon, he is just the most calm and collected, in the sense of, okay, that didn't go according to plan, but that's all right. What can we do instead? But there's never a panic. And I'm like, I don't think the platform would have come as far as it has, as quickly as it has, if it wasn't for Leon's like just calm demeanor.
Chilled
because
out, yeah.
I often get it, like, especially as partnership manager, I'm always thinking like, God, I haven't seen this, I haven't managed to get us in on anything, or I haven't made any leeway with this brand, and it's been like 2 whole days and I haven't done this. And Leo's just like, that's all right. Take a step back. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like,
it's too many Bob Ross streams on the weekend. That's what it is. It's too much Bob Ross.
That'll be it. No, it's awesome, honestly. It truly is awesome. The whole thing, like, tonight has taught me a lot, obviously. I thought I knew everything you were about, but clearly I didn't. And tonight has opened my eyes, and now I'm very interested as well. So I'm going to be sniffing around a little bit, I think. I'm going to be getting involved with the subscription, I think.
Hell yeah.
Because, you know, I'm a streamer, why wouldn't I? It makes real sense to do it. So hopefully a lot of other people will follow suit and do the same thing as well, and the whole Streamseed family can sort of just skyrocket together, hopefully. I'm just checking if there's any more questions.
I thought I
may
saw
have missed
something from Predator, was it? Oh,
I did see
I hope
that
I didn't butcher that. Was it? I just joined. Can someone explain to me what is Streamseed? I'm just going to nutshell it. If you want to, head on over to our Twitter, because that's where you'll find all the information on us, and we got a website on it. But in a nutshell, we're helping creators around the world to smash partnerships, networking, and marketing. That's our go-to sort of, in a nutshell, description. But there's plenty of elements to that. Sorry, Chris, I just like sort of dived down. No, it's just I saw it and I thought, I'm having that.
You good? My eyes have gone all weird. I can't. I'm trying to look at my chart. There's so many different colours and words. I'm just like trying to find to highlight it. But you've read it out. It's all good. We'll use that. And if the answer on Twitter isn't good enough for you, you can just go and watch this whole podcast back again, and you will be just full of knowledge on Streamseed at the end of it. Guys, we are going to wrap it up there, I think, because I can hear my little brat in the other room being a bit of a pain. So, so Leon, Louise, and Deli, thank you so much for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure. Also, a huge shout out to Fat as well for setting this up. It's something that I didn't know I wanted to do, but now I've got a thirst for it, so I'm hoping to do more like this in the future. This whole podcast will be on YouTube as well. Tomorrow it'll be uploaded, if that's okay, Leon.
Yeah, man, that's fine.
Yeah, cool.
The sooner you get it out there, the sooner I can start pinching bits of it as well.
Yeah, there we are. Cool. We'll do that then. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great evening, and yeah, just make sure you keep an eye on everything that Streamseed is doing, because they're going to help you and you're going to help them, and everybody's going to make it, I think. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, and hope you all have a great evening. Cheers, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.